What's up everybody, Young Bunnies here. Today I'm going to be bringing you a guide to tanking at next, most specifically mage tanking, although you could adapt this principles to other styles as well. But the main reason I choose mage tanking is because since she never prays mage, you don't have to worry about switching attack styles. You can only worry about healing off her damage and keeping her aggro on you and not your friends who are trying to kill her. Another advantage of maging is the mage armor has really high melee defense, which, since you're praying mage most of the time, the melee defense will help you out against her other attacks. One big downside to maging, though, is that she is very resistant to mage, so you will not be doing much damage. Don't expect to be going in there and hitting a whole lot. And I started tanking because I couldn't afford the Drygore weapons that my friends were using to basically destroy her. And I started out using just Gano. As you can see, I've now made enough money here to get up to some Virtus, which is definitely helpful. And while you can definitely do even duo or solo kills really these days, having a tank definitely helps extend trips and gets you more kills in the time with less banking and frustration. Now, as far as getting to the next bank, you're going to want to bring your ancient ceremonial robes with your key, obviously, and it helps to have at least a Sarah item so you don't get destroyed right when you go down in the God Wars dungeon. Since I'm wearing Virtus, that will help out a lot, or that will take care of that for me. But yeah, I'm going to speed this next clip up. For your inventory setup here, you're going to want to wear the best mage gear you can so you can have high melee defense. That's the goal here. So you want to use Virtus if you can, if not, use Gano. As you can see, and your emphasis here is on defense, not offense. So you want to have a good shield and a good wand instead of using a staff if possible. As for shield, I recommend a Dungeoneering shield. Farseer would be the best. Also, Spirit shields would work. And then the other important thing you want to worry about is your aura. Penance works great because you're obviously taking a lot of damage since you're tanking, and that means you have to worry about your prayer a lot less. But if Penance isn't available, if you don't have it, or if it's on cooldown, then Vampirism is good. Vampirism is good, and then Reverence. And you can also sort of cycle through those if you're going on a trip that's going to be longer than an hour. And now for my inventory setup, as you can see, I've got runes to cast my spell. I usually just cast Air Surge, but you can do whatever you want. I've got an anti-poison there, anti-poison plus or whatever, best one there is. Then Overload Flask, Prayer Renewal Flask, you can tailor these. You can bring more if you're going to do more than 6 kills in a trip, or you can bring less if you're only going to do less than 6 kills in a trip. It doesn't really matter. Then I bring 5 flasks of Super Restore. That's usually more than enough. And then the yak is just, I don't actually bring a yak pouch, that's just representing that I have a yak. And then the yak and the rest of my inventory are filled up with rock tails. You can do this with a tort. Obviously you're just going to have a little bit fewer kills per trip. But so adjust this to what you feel comfortable with, but that's the basic idea that I would recommend. Alright, looking at my hotbar setup here, first thing to notice is I changed my abilities around as far as the keybinds go, and this is something probably everybody's figured out by now, but it took me a while. You don't want to just have it 1 through 9 on there, because then you have to move your hand and look down at your keyboard when you're doing it. So you want to arrange your abilities in a way that that is comfortable for you and it's easy for you to hit all of them, and that's, for me, this is it. But anyway, looking at my abilities, I'm not going to go through all of them. They're pretty much self-explanatory. Just using the basic ones, basic mage attack ones to boost your adrenaline up. You don't want to use, I forget what it's called, but you don't want to use the bleed ability, because if you use that in her blood phase, she will heal off it. The other important factor to note is you want to turn Insight on, which is a Constitution ability. So you want to go in before you fight to make sure that she'll be attacking you constantly. Now, the other important ones are Resonance, which will heal you instead of damaging you for the amount. Provoke, which will get her onto you, which you need to do since you're a tank. And then Barricaded and Immortality protect you from her big hits, like, for example, the Ice Prison. But other than that, you pretty much just want to keep spamming abilities, get your adrenaline up always as high as you can, so you can use your ultimates as frequently as possible. Alright, so when she first spawns here, she's going to be in a smoke phase, at which point she will has the potential to poison you, drain your stats, and she does a special attack where she swoops in from one of the 4 lanes on the Zara symbol in the middle of the arena. Because of this, what you want to do as a tank, use Provoke immediately, get her on you, and you want to try to draw her out of the middle so your melee attackers can easily escape when she goes to do her swoop attack. She will occasionally draw you in like that, at which point you use Freedom and run away. Here she says there's no escape, and then if you're on the edge, it gives your melee attackers time to move out of the middle and not get owned by her attack right there. Once you get her down through this phase, you can't kill the minions because you're using Mage and the minions are unaffected by Mage. So you just keep her lured down here. Your attackers can soul split now or whatever they need to do. You're obviously not going to be doing any damage, but get your adrenaline up so you can use an ultimate ability like the Rejuvenate there, which just gives you back a ton of health. Now, once she gets tagged and goes into her shadow phase, you're going to want to switch to Protect from Range and dodge the shadows that pop up underneath you. So far, I've done a bad job in this kill of both of these things. One nice thing about Nex is her attacks here. It's like Jad, where you can switch prayers but just before it hits you. So this is a good way to use Resonance, is when you see her range attack here coming or her Mage attack in another phase, just switch your prayer off real quickly right when you use Resonance, and if you time it right, it'll heal you for a lot more than it would if you just had your prayer on. This is a little trick I like to use if possible, just to get a little extra healing out. But it can also backfire really hard, so you got to be careful. So now once she's in the blood phase, you're just going to keep attacking her here, spamming your abilities. She drains your prayer a lot in this stage, especially when you turn red here like I just did. So that's something to keep an eye on, and that's another reason why I really like the Penance Aura. But other than that, just make sure she's still attacking you, because once she goes into Ice phase, once they kill Kruor, once they kill Kruor here, she's going to, 90% of the time she uses a Ice Prison attack, and you want that to be on you and not your friends. Also make sure you have full adrenaline so you can use Barricade right off the bat, or you can use Immortality like I just did. So I use Immortality here while he got me out, but if he had have not got me out, I would have died but come back to life with my Rejuvenate right there. So that's a good strategy to use, or Barricade works just as well. Now you want to start at this point leading her over towards Glacies, because pretty soon here they're going to need to go kill Glacies like they are, and you want to be near them when you're in the Ice Prison like this. I was a little far away here because now it just makes it difficult for them to come get you. Now if they can't get you out, she's going to hit you for 4 or 5k. So what you could do to prepare for that is use Freedom. It won't get you out, she'll still hit you, but then at least you can eat. It'll remove the stun and you can eat up. That's about all you can do in that situation. So now she's in her last phase, her Zaros phase, and here you want to stay in melee distance or else she spams everybody with her Mage attack, and you want to keep her meleeing you as much as possible so she's not damaging your teammates. And she is, you obviously have really high melee defense if you got Mage gear. Nothing too much in this phase. She prays melee, range, and soul split, none of which concern you if you're maging. And then she'll use Wrath, so just make sure you get out of the way at the end. And there you go. So like I was saying earlier, right here I wait to switch prayers until after she hits me because I just use Resonance, so she heals me for a big hit right there, which is really helpful. And here I use Immortality, get stuck in the Ice Prison, she kills me, but I come back, and since I was at low health, it's a good time to use it because you come back with more than you had anyway. So, hey, thanks for watching my guide, guys. Make sure to leave some feedback for me, like, comment, tell me what you like, tell me what I could do better. But yeah, thanks for watching.